Hey everyone, I'm Katie Darrell, and today we are at home and social with Jacoby Shaddix of Papa Roach. What's going on, dude?
What's up? How you living, Katie? How's life? What's
Life
good?
is really good. Not as good as your life because you're about to do the Rockzilla tour, which is the best name of a tour ever. Congratulations. I want to shake your hand for that.
Uh, Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So the Rockzilla tour, there's a lot of dates. I think you're going to be hitting like 24 cities, something like that. Um,
Woo!
what can the fans expect?
Just knock down, drag out, rip roaring, rock and roll party night. It's going to be a good show, and it's a stacked bill. It's a co-headliner with us and our friends on Falling in Reverse, and then we also have Hollywood Undead on the bill as well as Bad Wolves. And so fans get there early because it's stacked from the beginning of the night to the end of the night. It's gonna be a great tour. I'm super excited about it. And I really have honestly, like I got high expectations about this one. And I think it's gonna rip already. Like ticket sales are kicking ass. So that feels real nice.
Well, let's talk about tickets because listen, people don't have a lot of money and everything. So
Mhm.
sometimes they have to buy the tickets in the back. What advice do you have to someone who, isn't able to get up front and get in the pit and everything? How can they make sure they're having a good time back there?
I mean, sometimes you just gotta sneak past security. That's all I'm saying. That's what I did back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get crafty, people, you know? I remember I went to Lollapalooza. I'll tell you a true story. I went to Lollapalooza way back in the day and I had the lawn seats and I was like, I gotta find a way down in the front. I gotta get down there. And I almost made it down to the front and then I got drug out. True story.
True story. I didn't
Just
have
don't get
tickets.
caught.
I went to the Tibetan Freedom concert without tickets and was able to bribe my way in and like sneak through chain link fence. That you got to do what you got to do if you want to rock, right? If you're going to be a
That's
Rockzilla
right.
fan.
Oh, come on, let's go. Rockzilla tour, dude. I'm super excited though, man. And I will say the one thing about this tour, it's not super high priced. It's,
Yeah.
we know that it's like times are tough. I mean, it's reality. Times are tough right now for everybody. And we want to put a tour on that's not
Mhm.
excessively expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Can we talk about the pit though? Because that's where the action is, and it's so much fun. But as of late, obviously, we all know there's a responsibility of those who are on stage and everything. How do you keep your eye on the crowd and make sure that things are like going all right down there in the pit?
Oh yeah, I mean, you just got to keep a lookout for your people. That's it. Like we just did Rockville down in Florida, had a slamming concert down there, and about halfway through, I saw people going like this, and I was like, huh? And I looked down there like, stop, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I get it. We're gonna pause for a minute, people. Everybody gonna take a few steps back because people in the front are getting crushed. Let's take care of our people out here. We're one big family, and we treated it like that. They got, the person I guess twisted their ankle or something, so they
Ah,
they walked out, watched from the side. They were fine. They're okay, but it's like I keep my head on a swivel. I've been doing this for
yeah.
so many years. I mean, P. Roach, we've been in the major scene since 1999, and we keep an eye out for our fans. It's family there.
Have you ever had a concert injury?
Uh, yes, I just rolled my ankle the other night. I'm so lucky that I'm able to walk around right now. My stage manager was like, "Hey, I know you like to go out on these wings out here. You like to jump down on the speakers, or you like to jump into the barricade or get on that." He's like, "Just be careful on these speakers because they got these little divots in it. You might, twist your foot up." I was like, "Ah, I'm fine. I got it." Lo and behold, 4 songs in, I'm like, damn, I should have listened. I'm like hobbling around on stage and pulled the show off. Show was great. I iced it down, took some ibuprofen, and I'm good to go.
Well, for those of you just joining us, I'm Katie Darrell. He is Jacoby Shaddix of Papa Roach. Papa Roach will be heading out on tour this summer for the Rockzilla concert, but also tour. You're hitting a bunch of festivals. I mean, you just mentioned you finished playing Welcome to Rockville, which was an
Yep.
amazing lineup, and you're on a couple of great bills that I also want to talk about. You've got INKcarceration in July,
Yep.
Aftershock, and Louder Than Life. I mean, this has got to be kind of almost like a friends reunion because you know all these bands and you've been touring with them for so many years. Is it just rowdy backstage?
Oh, it's great. It's so good to see my people again. To be quite honest, I've missed my rock and roll family. And to get back at these festivals and see people that I hadn't seen in a few years and just, put a bear hug on them, and just let them know I love them and I miss them. And it's so good to see them. And you know, everybody from road crew folks to the fans to the other bands, you know, and it's been like a family reunion every night. We get at these concerts, these festivals. When we did Rockville, it was like family reunion. So it was really nice.
Well, and it's kind of is it bittersweet to do the festivals because you are given a shorter set list? So I mean, obviously you want to play all the songs, but you're like, you only get 6.
Oh man, you know, we've been getting really good billing on these festivals. Like we've worked our way to, you know, up to direct support to the headliner. So we're almost in
Awesome.
that headliner slot. You know, we played right before Kiss at the festival. So we got an hour, you know, so we got to play some classics, some cult classics and some hits, you know. So it's good. But I know what it's like when you're, you know, getting up there for 25 minutes or a half hour. I paid them dues, you know, but we've been in the game quite a long time now. So we've earned our spot up there closer to the top. And we just fighting for that headliner slot, you know. So that's the deal.
We will talk about those years that you put in earning the dues because you have quite the great history. But I want to talk about some current stuff right now. Ego Trip. That is the latest album from Papa Roach. This is a banger. What do you love about this new album? What makes it so fresh for you?
I think the process of making the record was really kind of game changing for us. We were out on tour in Europe in, I guess it was 2019
Yeah.
or 2020. I can't remember.
Right
It's
at
been
the
so long.
beginning,
Yeah,
of
right
the
at the
end.
beginning. Yeah, the beginning. And so we got the rug pulled out from under us and we went home and took a little time away from the road. And I kind of didn't realize I needed a break, honestly, and recharged. And then I got stir crazy. I'm like, we got to do something, man. I can't tour. Let's create. Let's make music. And so we were thinking about doing it like digitally, right? Like getting on FaceTimes and creating that way. I'm like, no way, dude. I got to be in the room with my boys. Like, if we're gonna do this, this needs to be face to face, interactive. And so we went and rented this big old house down in Temecula, and brought our producers down, brought a couple engineers, brought our friend that was a chef, and locked
Ooh.
it. Yeah, we locked into this place for a month and kickstarted the process for Ego Trip. And it was just a creative, it was like rock and roll summer camp. And we had such a blast, and it was music 24 hours a day. We had 3 different recording rigs in the house. There was ideas flowing, like it was just like a floodgate opened up, honestly. And the process, it was hard to keep up with. It was breakneck speed,
Yeah.
and it was moving fast, but it was exciting. And there was this creative momentum that we all had to like jump on this wave and just ride it. And we made music that was super inspiring to us. And I think that when we make music that makes us feel like we're on the edge of something great, like it's you know, music that inspires us, I feel like it will inspire the fans. And this album is a journey, you know, sonically, stylistically, musically, it's all over the place. But it's all an extension of who we are and what we love. And it's just so authentic and real and brutally honest. Lyrically, it's just a brutally honest album. And I'm just so proud of this record and what we've done together as a band with this album. And this is, you know, this is the 11th album for us.
11th studio album, and it is
Yeah.
called Ego Trip. Where is your ego these days after 20 plus years in the business?
I stay humble and I stay teachable. That's my goal in my life. You know, I want to be a student. I think that's it's really important to me, because I've seen some bands or people in this world that think that they don't stink and that they got it all figured out. And it just seems like there's a delusion to that, you know. And I don't know. I don't have it all figured out. And when it comes to creativity and music, I'm always searching and trying to find that next feeling. You know, what is that thing that's going to sound original and new and refreshing? And I think that journey is exciting. So staying teachable.
Well, and you opened yourself up to a really rad collaboration. Jason Alon Butler from Fever 333 joined you on this
Mm,
album, correct? He's
absolutely.
so
We got
cool.
this.
He is so cool.
Oh, he's the real deal. He's good people for
Yeah.
sure. I'll tell you how that one came about too. So we were working on this track, you know, making Ego Trip,
Mhm.
and we were towards the end of the process of the album, and we had made this this musical bed for the song, And I was just like, all right, the typical thing is for me to rap. Like, I just feel like I need to write a melody on this thing. So I wrote a million melodies for this
Mhm.
song and nothing was sticking. And I was like, I don't know. I'm not necessarily feeling this where we're going with this one. And, uh, and Nick Furlong, my producer, was like, he's all, hey, dude, I sent the song to Jason Butler from Fever. And I was like, yes, that's so sick.
Yeah.
And and he hit me back with these raps. It's 16 bar rap, and I was like, man, my inclination was right. I was trying to avoid the obvious, like, all right. So then his bars lit me up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna write some bars and throw it back at him. And we just started going back and forth. He was down in New Zealand at the time, so we were just emailing the track back and forth. Jason's been a good friend of mine for some years now, and it was just finally, you know, the opportunity to collaborate. It just reared its head right there, and he's such a force, honestly. And so once we got those raps done, and then we were like, all right, like bands always do a feature with just one vocalist. How do we make this thing a three-headed monster? And so we hit up our friend Swayco, who is this young, up and coming, talented artist, and had him drop some bars on it as well. And he's singing on the chorus. And so it's like this three-headed monster of a track with this our friend Spencer Neasy playing saxophone on it. And it's just funky. It's like equal parts Rage Against the Machine, Beastie Boys, P Roach, kind of just smashed together.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Everything that you're doing on Ego Trip is really fantastic. Everyone has to get out there on the road and see you. Rockzilla tour is going to be fantastic. All the festivals are going to be awesome. I got to go backwards though. Okay, let's go back in
Okay.
time.
All right. We're going back in time.
Scooby-Doo ending. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Oh, this song. I don't care what is happening. If it comes on the radio and I am driving, it is going straight up to 11. What an amazing song. And what intense lyrics that people have to take seriously, because it is a rager, but holy cow, that's deep, that's dark, that's sad. It makes me sad for you.
You know, it is a song that you can just turn up in the car and rock out to.
Yeah.
But the beauty of it is there is depth to the song.
Yeah.
I sing the song in first person, but the song was about my roommate I had lived with as a teenager, and he came to a point where he wanted to take his life. He did not succeed, thank God. But the song is about that downward spiral of emotion and contemplating suicide. And that's a dark place to be. It really is. It really is, honestly. But the real story, the beauty in this thing is that he didn't take his life, right? It was he wasn't successful in that mission, and he has a beautiful family now, a lovely family, and the silver lining in this song is it's been a lifeline to a lot of people out there, a lot of people struggling, right, and finding themselves in this dark place, and somehow this song has spoken to a lot of people's hearts. And I've met thousands of people around the world that have told me that this song in particular saved their life. And I'm like, for a moment, I'm like, that's awesome. And then when I really take a moment and really reflect on just that simple statement that this song saved my life, like if my career was to only be about this one moment in time, you know, this one song, I'm good with that. You know, like I'm good with that because the fruit that this song bared, right? Like what it did was it awakened people, it inspired people, and that's amazing. You know, it really is. It really is. And music, I believe, man, music can change the world. Music can change lives. Music has changed my life dramatically in so many positive ways that I'm just so grateful for this music.
That song, Last Resort, you actually recorded on your original demo with Warner Brothers. They didn't pick you up.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
And then you re-recorded it when you got your record deal with DreamWorks. What did you change, if anything, between the two recordings?
Nothing.
It's perfect as is.
Not a damn thing. We just went and re-recorded it because you had to contractually. They're like, you can't use this recording, and so we're like, all right, cool. Well, we'll just go do it again. And it was one of those songs. From the moment we wrote it, we knew that it was special. We wrote it even before we had a record deal, obviously. And we'd play concerts and people would be like, play that song again. What's that one song that cut my life into pieces? Play that again. And we'd be like, just this garage band doing this song. And we knew it was special, but we didn't know that it would like dramatically change our lives and continue to change our lives. It's one of those songs that still, it's a classic. It blows me away that it's still relevant. It still means something. And I mean, what
Well,
more
and
can you ask for if you're in a band?
it
You know
gave you
what I
that
mean?
footing to be able to say things like, oh, Grammy nominated,
Mhm.
multi-platinum, really early in your
Yeah,
career. So to have those little tags to walk into the room with feels nice too.
yeah, absolutely. It's like those are definitely like cool accoutrement, or pins that
Mhm.
I could put on my rock and roll jacket. Um, but I know, those are just accolades that at the end of the day really don't mean anything. It's like it's where I'm at today. That's what really matters and how I'm living. That's what matters.
Well, you're a cool rock and roller, but you're also a dad 3 times,
Oh,
three,
yeah, I
right?
got 3 boys. Yeah.
I gotta know. Like, tell me a dad joke.
Oh, dude, my friend sent me one. It was a P Roach one. Uh, oh man, it's like Baby Roach. It says, oh, what is it? I can't. I'm sorry, I don't have it in my head. My friend sent it. It's like a meme that's a full Papa Roach dad joke. And I was like, oh God, this is amazing. It was something about suffocation, no breathing, or something like that. Dad, what if, Dad, what if they spray me with Raid? And then Dad says like suffocation, no breathing, or so I can't remember. It was terrible delivery. That was a
Totally.
dad delivery. That was total dad delivery right there for you.
So how is it juggling though, being out on the road? I mean, I know your kids are older now. It's not like you're dealing with toddlers at all. But what is it
Hmm.
like being out on the road and being away from the family, especially now with the hindsight 2020 of the pandemic and all like the holy crap, what's happening to the world stuff that's gone on in the last 2 years?
Well, I got a son who lives in Iowa, so when I'm touring in the Midwest, he's going to college out in Iowa. Um, he comes and sees Papa Roach shows, so I got a little Midwest family now, which is great. But I miss him incredibly. I've brought my family on the road multiple times. My son Mikhail, he's been to Europe and Russia with me. He's toured tons. Jagger's toured a bunch with me on the road. He's now 17. I got an 8-year-old Brixton. He's like chomping at the bit to get out on the road with me. So I think Rockzilla tour, I'll have my little guy Brixton out on the road with me, which will be fun. And it's tough, but it's also this is this was my dream as a young kid to make music and to travel the world and and to inspire people with music. And here I am living it, right? And I think that that's something that comes with a certain amount of sacrifice.
Mhm.
And I also want to tell my kids, like, if you have a dream, like, go live that dream, go do it, be inspired. And that's what I want to teach my kids. Not only that, amongst many other things, but that's one of them.
All right, here's a thinker for you. Papa
Okay.
Roach's new album is called Ego Trip. If you could pick up this album and jump in a time machine and drop it anywhere in the past, where would you want to drop it just to make people's jaws drop?
Oh man, I think it would be wild to drop this record like 1976. I think that would be wild. I really and truly, because the 70s was just people had open minds, people were tripping out, people were free love, and I just feel like it would have stood out like a turd in a punch bowl. Just, you know what I mean? Like it would have just caught people's attention, like, what are these people doing? I love that. I think that'd
The
be cool.
future's gonna be weird, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, dude, it's been so nice chatting with you. Everyone needs to go out and catch the Rockzilla tour. Papa Roach out on the road, also playing lots of festivals this summer. We've got Incarceration, Aftershock, Louder Than Life, and the new album
Yep.
is Ego Trip. Did I hit everything?
Oh yeah, you killed it. You just nailed it. Destroyed it.
Thanks so much for the time today, dude.
Absolutely.
Hey there, thanks for watching AXS TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite AXS TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.